Hi, everybody. It's James here with one of our rock star realtors from the Edmonton office, Mr. Scott Saab. And today we're going to be talking about one of the topics I am most passionate about, which is fitness. And not just fitness from the perspective of doing great things for your body, but the perspective of how a healthy body contributes to a healthy mind. And so Scott's got some great innovative insights that I think are definitely worth talking about as it pertains to the positive impact fitness can have on your ability to perform in a professional setting and handle pressure. So, Scott, welcome to Tip Tuesday.
Thank you for having me. It's exciting to talk about my favorite subject, running. And, I've been doing this about this little running path for nearly 4 years now. And it's about 3.5 kilometers. And what I've really liked about running is it's helped me translate things I learned in it to work environments. And so one of the things in running is learning to have a calm mind while you're running. And so that to me it took me quite a while to understand that, but there comes a point where I'll just give you a story is I go from very slow and I go to very quick. And so in that moment, you really have to while you're, walking and you think about things and you're just meditating and doing your thing, there comes a point where you have to drop everything and you just have to let your mind go relaxed while you're in extreme movement. So you have to have a relaxed mind doing a physically demanding, like running. It's physically demanding, and so while you're doing that, you relax your mind, and in that moment, that has helped me increase my capacity and translate that into my work. So after my run, you feel great, of course, but when my job, I have two jobs, two focuses. I have my family business, which is physically demanding. It requires a lot of focus itself. I mean, gratefully we're working really hard, and we have a great reputation in Fort Saskatchewan. It's a Buster's Pizza, and on top of that, it's my also my career in real estate, being a realtor, and so both are demanding. Both require extreme, like 100% focus. If you're thinking about one thing, you really got to drop what you're thinking about the other. That's just the way I've been able to do it, as well with planning. So being physically active has increased my opportunities in life. It helps me with my business and my family business, and also meeting new people. And in my real estate career, I have to learn. I'm still learning. I have a lot to learn. I love my real estate career. You're learning things I've never thought about before, So it's allowed me to learn. It's allowed me to earn. It's allowed me to be healthier. It's everything I need, and it's really, yeah.
I love it. I'm a huge believer in endurance sports and in terms of how they translate over into entrepreneurship. I find I in my career personally, anytime I've been doing an endurance or challenging endurance athletics, it's just contributed to my well-being way more than pumping iron or getting intensely strong. And especially for things like triathlons, marathons, adventure races, it just kind of seems like um, that it's that longevity of concentration of focus where you get to a point where you feel like you kind of want to stop it. You think your body's done, and there's so much more left in the tank. So for me, that's also one of the things that I personally find that those endurance components really help with is um, just being able to stick to it for elongated periods of time. And I've hiked mountains, I've been on marathons where I remember thinking to myself as my body was just like felt like it was melting, like this feels horrible, I'm in extreme pain, and if I can make it through this, then the pain of a difficult deal or the pain of having to be patient for something to come together is nothing compared to how much pain my body is in right now as I put it through this physical challenge. So I'm sure you find that too, is when you're out there doing your runs, you're building that capacity. You're building
Oh
that
yeah.
capacity to mentally as you put it, stay calm through hectic and intense periods of physical activity. Now, how do you find, in what ways specifically does the health impact of running translate over into your ability to perform on a day-to-day basis as a realtor? We talked about the mental aspect a little bit. What physically are you able to do as a result of your running routine?
Well, in handling situations like before, I would be kind of harder on myself, when, learning, and I wouldn't have as much patience with myself as in learning. One of the things is learning for sure. That's number one. Number one is patience and learning. And with running, it it kind of like introduced me to the perspective of being patient with myself and like kind of learning and growing. That type of growth mindset. It's in running, it's really developed. So I would say with day to day, it's being patient with myself, knowing that I don't know everything, but at the same time, having a great spirit about it, and continuously looking to when people see you learning, they are happy for you. And so yeah, with learning, with being patient, other people are patient with me. People appreciate that, they see me learning and they're like, well, like, good for him. It's good that he's learning, and I like that. I respect that. So it's helped out with relationships as well. Clarity of mind. Day to day, yeah, it's clarity of mind.
That's awesome. Yeah, and one thing I find really contributes to clarity of mind is my ability to rest when I'm being physically active. I find if I am physically active during the day, my sleep quality goes up because it's like my body has been used, and like the physical energy in my body has been depleted. It takes a lot of mental energy to be a professional, and you can be mentally exhausted at the end of the day. But sometimes that mental exhaustion almost detracts from an ability to get a good night's sleep because your mind is still racing from all of the information you had to process in a given day. But when you have to process physical energy, your body's tired. Your body's designed to fall asleep. And so with a good run in a day or good physical activity, it's like you get to sleep faster, your sleep quality is better. And when you have a good night's sleep, you wake up fresh in the morning. And when you're fresh in the morning, that has a huge positive impact on your ability to perform the next day, both like mentally strenuous tasks and have a capacity for accomplishing big things.
Totally agree. So it'd be like, I guess we can both agree that as a goal for, I mean, even not even just realtors or like people who are athletic, but having a fresh start to the day should be a daily goal, right? It should be a goal it should be something to always strive for. Like that should be our goal for tomorrow, is to have a fresh day for the next day.
Yeah.
I think that's what we can agree on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I always find the key to having a really good morning is having a good night the night before. Having a good routine, getting to bed on time. If you want to go to bed at 10, you're not messing around on YouTube or Netflix or social media till midnight. You're actually falling asleep for 10 o'clock. And one of the things that contributes to falling asleep more easily is having gotten some physical activity in a day. So I'm sure your runs are a massive contributor to that.
100%. 100%. There's no way. And I get so much better sleep when I run versus when I don't run. 100%.
I love it. Well, Scott, I appreciate you hopping in on Tip Tuesday. I mean, it seems like one of those simple, no-brainer tips that everybody should have their head wrapped around, which is, get a little bit of physical activity, and especially cardio endurance activity. I mean, in terms of being productive as a professional, I find personally cardio is better for that. I mean, you're not going to get big, huge muscles from doing cardio, but for your mental and emotional well-being, I find that endurance cardio is far superior. It's definitely the way to go. And so, so thanks for coming to chat about that, Scott, and getting specific, going deep and talking about the specific details of how it positively impacts you and what you're doing. Not just saying, oh, you should get some exercise, but like, what does that do for you? It's really, really cool to talk about that. So for everybody watching, another edition of Tip Tuesday starring Scott. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter where you're at, a walk or a jog or a run or anything in between. You just got to get out there and get moving.
Totally agreed. Thank you very much, James, for having me on.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Scott, and everybody. Have yourself